Greetings, gamers. This is Rad with Arcade 816. I hope everybody had a good July 4th holiday. Hope nobody lost any fingers because you can't play video games if you don't have any fingers. Well, I'm here today with the Super Nintendo console cabinet, and I think you know what it's time for. It's time for the 816 crowdfunding campaign. This has been a long time coming. People have been asking for this. Basically, we're going to sell some 816 console cabinets finally, and I know a lot of people have been excited about it. I'm excited too, so we're finally doing it. And the way the crowdfunding campaign works, all the details are on arcade816.com. Please go there and check out, kind of the rules of how it's going to all go down. I don't want to re-explain it here because you can just read it there. But it's real simple. We're just going to put one of these up for auction for a week, and then the following week we're going to put a second one up for auction, maybe one of those over there, and then we'll go on down the line until we've got 4 of them sold. And then, and again, arcade816.com, details are there. Please go there and check that out. But the first one's going to be Super Nintendo cabinets. So basically what I want to do is just kind of give you a little kind of a spotlight video. This is going to show you, if you're the winner of this thing, it's basically an auction. So if you're the winner, you get to take this thing home. And I want you to see what you're getting. I want you to see the value of what we've put together here. And hopefully you're going to like what you see. I mean, you've already seen this one. We had this at Prince Arcades in Bolingbrook for a while. So hopefully you got a chance to see it there. But if not, this is your chance to see it now. I'm going to kind of show you the ins and outs of this thing and what you're going to be getting. And hopefully you'll dig it. And hopefully you'll want to place a bid on it. And hopefully we can get this sold and get the equipment we need to get the arcade rolling. And it's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be awesome. So let's take a closer look at this cabinet right here. So the Super Nintendo Arcade 816 console cabinet. The marquee inspired by, the artwork that you see on the boxes, the logos that you see on the boxes. And if you look closely there's a little flavor of the Japanese Super Famicom kind of mixed in there too. We're eventually going to put together a specific Super Famicom cabinet too, so we can play Japanese games and they'll actually be on their proper system with a properly branded cabinet. I think that'll be pretty sweet. Just don't want to kind of repeat this cabinet with, just throw a Super Famicom in there. I feel like that's kind of lazy. So eventually we'll do a Super Famicom cabinet too. The bezel, obviously, inspired by the system itself. Even includes, a lot of the Super Nintendo systems you see now are yellowing over time. And I've even made sure to include and pay homage to those yellowing systems as well, because you don't want to leave them out. Some people kind of look at that and say, that's all gross and let's retro-bright that thing. Hey, you know what? It's history, man. That's just, it's part of history when they look like that. You don't need to retro-bright them, Some of them look like that, some of them don't. Go find one that doesn't look like that. Don't retro-bright them. I don't know, that's just my opinion. But anyway, as you may or may not know, these cabinets, all of our cabinets, as you see the other ones here, you can barely see it, but underneath here is the reset button. So yeah, you can actually reset externally. It does require the system to be modded because, obviously there's got to be a way for that for the circuit to hit that reset button. So, we do a little special mod to it. It's pretty easy. And then we just make it so that when you press this, it actually resets the system. So that's kind of cool that, we've done that to all the cabinets. And, and we've illuminated it because we know it's kind of hard to see under there. But the reason we put it in kind of that inconspicuous spot is because if we put it down here, we were kind of afraid that people might accidentally hit it. Somebody comes up and says, "Hey man, what you playing?" "Oh, dude," so we didn't want that to happen. So I put them up here, but I made them a little bit bigger and I illuminated them. They're basically just, they're from like some kind of redemption machine, like a casino machine or something. But yeah, they come from Hap and they're pretty nice. So they serve their purpose pretty well, I think. So then we got the control panel. The design obviously super inspired by the Super Advantage, the joystick from ASCII that came out when the Super Nintendo was out, ASCII or ASCII if you prefer. And it's in the kind of traditional Super Nintendo layout. The other thing I did was kind of rotate it once this way so that Y and B instead of here are here, because when you think about it and you're using your thumbs, and you got shoot and jump, a little easier to do it that way, but that doesn't really translate to an arcade machine, so I kind of felt it was more appropriate to sort of do Y and B here instead, because that's where your two main fingers are going to be, and then X and A here, you know, appropriately. If you're doing L and R like an F-Zero, you know, you can still hit those with your fingers as you will. So yeah, I think this layout works pretty well, but unfortunately, you know, for fighting games, you know, it's not ideal. So we did design a second one, which I have over here on the 816 desk here. Is you know, kind of a more traditional fighting layout. Same overall design. We've just calling this one the Fighting Commander, because there was actually a controller that came out from Hori called the Fighting Commander that had the buttons in this layout. So we're calling this one the Fighting Commander. The other one's obviously the Super Advantage. So if you bid on this cabinet and you win it, you get both of them. I'm giving you both. You get the Super Advantage one and also the Fighting Commander one. You'll get them both. So the other thing that you'll get when you get this thing, you'll get the system too, which is the first gen Super Nintendo. No game in there. You're just going to get the system. But you will get it. It's already got the reset mod as I just shown, so that'll work. You know, you'll be able to reset it. You know, and then you also get the keys so that you can open the cabinet and you can change out the cartridges. Pretty easy to swap out the carts. Just give it a little bend in there and back in, turn it on, good to go. And then down below, you've probably seen that we have the little display area. I've taken all of the stuff out of the display just to kind of show, you know, what it sort of looks like in there. Now, if you've got systems that are a little bit taller, you know, like the Neo Geo or the NES with the Famicom Disk System add-on, the Genesis with the Sega CD add-on, they're not going to fit in here. So it might be better to put them down there because you get a little bit more area going up and down. And we've even put a little hole in the back so you can run all your wires up into the cabinet. That's, you know, what that little hole's for, in case you're wondering. That's for running wires. And then, you know, you can do that, or you can fill up the area with your swag like we do for Arcade 816. And then when you're done, close it up, lock it up, and everything's safe and secure, hopefully. I mean, it's pretty thick plexiglass. I think, you know, all your stuff will be safe in there for the most part. And as you may or may not be aware, too, the cabinet itself is a two-piece cabinet. So if I kind of back up and zoom a little bit here, you can see that, you know, it's, I don't know if you can tell there or not, but I could grab hold of this thing and you can lift it right off of there. It comes right off. So, and you can use it as a bar top then if you want. It's fairly tall as a bar top, so definitely put it on something that can bear the weight of it. But you can operate it, you know, on the base, you know, with the display area, or if you wanted to use it as a bar top. The point is you get both pieces, you know, whether you want them or not. So you can display it however you like. If you take the cabinet off, use it as a bar top. The table part, you can put a top on it and use it. It's a nice little end table if you want, you know. I don't know. I'm just making that up, you know, right off the top of my head there. So let's take a look at the side art too. The side art, obviously very clearly inspired by, you know, the box art that you see on the system and on the game boxes themselves. Just tried to capture everything about, it's a very 90s inspired design. So, I mean, you know, I just think if Nintendo was going to make an arcade cabinet of the Super Nintendo, I kind of feel like this is what it would look like. So now that we've seen kind of the outside and everything here, we'll take a look around the back and we'll show you the inside real quick. And just so you're aware, it does have leg levelers. I don't know if you can see them there, but yeah, there they are. It does have levelers just like any other cabinet. So if you've got it on like kind of an unsteady surface like this concrete floor that I have them on right now, you're going to be happy that you have those leg levelers to kind of, you know, make it so it's more stable. It's got an external power button here. That'll shut off the entire system, all the lights, all the everything. And put a right angle connector on there so you can push it up real close to the wall, and it's got a 10-foot cord because you know, a lot of times in arcades there's not really readily available an easy cord. So I figured if you're going to design these things from scratch and put whatever you want in them, you might as well have an external, you know, it's just a standard, here, if I turn it off and show you, it's just a standard PC connector. So like if you can use any, you know, standard PC power cable that you want to put in there, and turn it back on, and yeah, that's that. So I just happen to buy this right angle one with the 10-foot cord because you know, it's easy, and you get that too. So let's open her up. We do have a speaker, not speaker grill, like kind of an air grill up here. And it's the perfect size to fit a fan in there. If you wanted to put a fan inside this thing, it doesn't get particularly hot in there that I've noticed. But what I did notice is that when it was in an arcade environment next to a lot of cabinets in a kind of a warmer space, it did tend to heat up a little bit. So that's at your option if you wanted to put a fan in there. We accommodated that specifically to be able to fit a fan in there. So here's the inside. Basically, we've just Velcro mounted a power strip in there, surge protector, and then just plugged everything into there. Now that Velcro that we're using is it's that high end stuff that I want to say it comes from 3M. It's indestructible Velcro, and this thing is on there, man. If you really gave it a good twist, you could get this off of here and replace it if you needed to, but that stuff's on there. It's as good as screws. I just don't like the idea of putting screws in the sides of these because MDF's not a great wood to accommodate that. So we use Velcro instead, and this 3M stuff is super duper strong. So it'll be fine. Now, this particular power supply, I chose this one because, or power strip, I should say. I chose this one because not only does it have surge protection, but it has 2 USB slots in it. And that's important for the lighting because the lighting from the cabinet is plugged into those 2 things. So one's for the lighting for the cartridge area. So if I unplug that goes out. And then the other one's for the area down below, the display area down in the base. Now, very super important thing. If you separate the top from the bottom, and again, all you do is lift it off of there. It's not like snapped on or anything like that. It sits on there. It sits on there very snugly, but it just sits on there. It's easy to take off and pull it off. If you do take it off, remember to unplug this and then feed it down into there's a hole that goes down to the bottom that it's hard to see because there's a lot of wires in there. Here it is. Yeah, so that feeds down into that little hole that goes down to the bottom. If you forget to take that off, you just pull the cab off of that. I hope you know how to use a soldering gun and to splice wires and everything. I'm not going to tell you how I know that or why I would suggest that. I'm not going to say I learned that the hard way or anything. I'm just warning you. So there you go. Got a couple extra controllers in there and things. Power supply for the Super Nintendo is here. It's an original power supply. I don't know. I just kind of find that those tend to work better for me. I don't know. And then this is the amplifier that powers the speakers. I want to say there's 150 watt speakers in there. Pretty decent speakers inside of this thing. And this is the OSSC upscaler, and that's basically we're running the AV out of the system itself. Via a SCART cable. That's the the European style RGB cable, and that goes into the OSSC here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it goes into the OSSC, and then the OSSC runs it out to HDMI to the TV here, and it's upscaled 5x. You can adjust it to whatever you want in the OSSC. I just have it set to 5x, and then I have all the settings pre-adjusted to Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo, the first gen Super Nintendo is a little bit finicky with OSSC. There's a couple settings in there that clean it up, make it look a lot better. So I have all those pre-adjusted. So if you just leave it as is, it'll look perfectly fine for you. And then the monitor is a Acer R240HY monitor. It's an IPS monitor, has real good viewing angles from side to side. So you can view it at almost any angle. Somebody comes up to the side of when you're playing, they can still see the thing. It's not a crappy monitor. It's a really nice monitor. And that's really all there is to it. There's not that much to it. Amp powers the speakers. OSSC upscales the image so that it looks good on this 1080p monitor. And then everything's plugged in right there. So there's really not too much going on in there. Fairly simple design, I think. It works out really well. And like I said, all of this stuff is just Velcroed onto the sides of the cabinet via these, it's got this 3M Velcro. And this amp is pretty heavy, but, we've had this cabinet for almost 2 years, and it's never come off, and that stuff works great. But it's not indestructible. You can take the things off if you need to take them off or replace them or upgrade them or anything that you want to do there. So that's it, gang. Super Nintendo cabinet. Up for auction right now at arcade816.com. Go there, get the ins and outs of how you can do that, how you can get a hold of this thing and get it in your house. It's I'm excited. I'm excited for whoever gets it, man. I think you're getting a really great piece of equipment here, man. This is just I'm not sounding like I'm patting myself on the back. Yeah, I think it's cool. I don't know. I built it, so I'm biased. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, you're getting the cabinet, the top and bottom. You're getting the OSSC upscaler. You're getting the SNES. You're getting a really nice monitor. You're getting 2 control panels for it. I mean, it's pretty awesome, dude. So hopefully, somebody will want to jump on this thing and check it out. I'm kind of keeping the circle small, just kind of advertising it to you guys, the fans of Arcade 816. I'm not posting it all over the internet or anything because you guys have been the ones who have been the most vocal about you wanting to get on board with these things. So, I just wanted to give you guys first shot at getting this thing. And if you miss out on it, don't worry. There's 3 other cabinets that we're putting up on auction. And the whole point of doing this is, to crowdfund all of the equipment we need to make more. So if you miss out on this one, don't worry too much about it. There's going to be more in the future. I mean, the only benefit here is that you're getting kind of a one-of-a-kind, unique design prototype here, because the ones we're going to make in the future are going to differ slightly from this one. We've made some changes to, the way we put them together. So this is a pretty unique thing. So yeah, hopefully somebody will want to check it out. Like I said, arcade816.com. This is it's live right now. It's going. You put in a bid if you want to. If you want to get on board, it's going to go till next Sunday at noon. And then sometime, later on in the evening, on that Sunday, maybe around 5 or 6-ish or something, I will, put together everybody, all the bids that I've got, and I'll announce a winner of, who's going to end up getting this thing. So I can't wait, man. It's going to be pretty awesome. And again, if you miss out, there'll be other chances to get other stuff later on down the road. So good luck, and thank you so much for supporting Arcade 816. Whether your motivation is hey man, I really want to help you guys out, or I don't care about your arcade, I just want that cabinet, whatever it is, you're still helping me out, and I really appreciate that, man. It's super awesome. So thank you so much for watching. Look forward to the auction on arcade816.com. Like I said, it's live now. Go check it out. There's a link on the left side of the this is left side of the, well, for you guys this is left, I guess I'm right, on the left side of the website, or is it the right? Hell, I don't know. Go to the website. You'll see a link that says Arcade 816 crowdfunding campaign, and you'll be able to click on that. It'll give you all the info you need. If you have any questions about the auction itself, you're like, and you're not sure, how does it? You got questions about it, about the cabinet, about how the auction works, about anything, man. You can email us. You can text us, 815-905-2816 is Arcade 816's number. And you can call us, too, same number. You can call Arcade 816, 815-905-2816. Call or text, send an email, team816 at arcade816.com. But all the info is there on the website. So, if it's not clear, you need to have a question about the cab, anything, just let us know. We'll answer the question. We'll help you out. So good luck. Thank you so much. Have fun, and we'll see you soon. Thanks a lot.